Welcome back. Today we'll be making a sprite-based level editor with a really simple GUI that will appear to look like a tile map-like editor. So without wasting more of your time, let's get into the tutorial. Now the first thing we want to do is create a prefab in which we want our tile to be located. But before we do that, I'll make a static body 2D in this world scene. To do that, right-click, add child node, and type in static body 2D. Add in your sprite textures and give it a collision, like so. The tile texture must be white in color and you will realize why as we progress. Now we'll save that tile as seen in my prefabs folder. To do that, right click, save branch as seen, and locate to the folder you would like to save it. You must remember the path of the folder you put the tile in. I'm going to name this as tile.tscn. And now let's remove the tile from the scene. Okay, now let's jump into the script. Now this is my previous script if you remember. What we are going to do is we are going to change the code that runs in the if statement. Let's remove these lines of code. Now what we are about to do is we instance the scenes in the game to the position of the mouse in the game. So I'll create a variable called tile and set it to load to the path where my scene is located. To do this, we will require the load function. To get the path of the location where your prefab is located, I suggest you go through the file system tab. In my case, it is res assets prefabs tile.tscn. We'll make a cursor of our game that gives visual feedback that shows where the player is about to place a specific tile. So to do that, make an area 2D as the child of the tile map. And I'll add a sprite and a collision shape to it. Now give the sprite a texture you would like. Let the sprite's modulate be a little less in its alpha. And now in the TileMaps script, let's first go ahead and make our cursor visible. To do that, go to the ready function and enter input.set mouse mode input.hid mouse.hidden. Next, we make it follow our cursor by changing its global position to the position of the mouse in the process function. To do this, we'll be using a func process delta function. So let's type in this and give in dollar area 2d dot global position equals get global mouse position. Next, we'll create a variable called tile instance and set it as the instance to our tile variable. To do that, we'll type in var tile instance equals tile dot instance. We'll define where the position of the tile instance must be. To do that, it's pretty easy. Tile instance dot global position equals dollar area 2d dot global position. There we go. Now when we run it, we can next we'll add it as a child to the world scene. To do that, we'll be typing get parent dot add child tile instance. Now when we run the game and when we click on an object, the tile appears on the position where we would like to place our tiles. However, it appears to be unorganized. Let's fix that. Let's head back into the script. Now in the script, let's change the global position of the area 2D to the following. Map to world, world to map, get global mouse position. Now what this does is it converts the global mouse position to a state where the width and the height of the tile is taken into consideration, and then it is converted back to the state where the width and height is 1 pixel wide. Now when we run the game, you can see the tiles appear to be in a perfect order. Great. Using the same color is boring, so we'll make a menu which allows the user to change the color of our tile. To do that, let's make a canvas layer and a control node. To make a canvas layer, click on Add Child Node, Canvas Layer, add a control node. Let's also set the control node's pause property to process. In the control node, we'll add in a color rect and make sure we set the control node's layout to full rectangle. Now set the color rect's layout to full rectangle. Set the color rect's color to black, but with the alpha reduced to a bit to your desired value. Now add in a color picker. There we go. Now set it to the center. There we go. But before we go any further, let's make a Singleton script by doing the following. Create a script wherever you like. I like to make the script in the script folder. Right click, add the new script, and I'll rename it to global. In the global script, let's create a variable called tile color. Var tile color is equal to, we'll be using hexadecimals as it is a color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alternately, you could use color dot white. So this will be our default tile color. Now let's go to project settings, auto load, and go to the path where our global script is located. I'll set its node name to global and click add. Now close it. Okay, great. So here is what I want to do. Whenever I hit the escape key, the menu is toggled and the nodes need are shown depending on the visibility of the control node. So to do that, let's go to the script and add some code. So right click on control, attach a script and locate it to the position you like. I'll rename mine as pause menu.gd. So first let's make an input event function which detects if the pause key is pressed. To do that, open up the project settings, input map, and create a new action called pause. By default, I would like to have it as the escape key because the escape key is usually used for most of the games. Now close it. Now let's go back to the script. In the script, let's check if the pause is pressed and let's make it visible when it is not. To do that, we'll first make a func input event. Func input event if event dot is action pressed pause, and let's enter the following: get tree dot paused is equal to not get tree dot paused. We'll also set the visible property like the same. Visible is equal to not visible. So what this does is, if the game is in pause, the script makes it pause, and if the game is paused, the game will become unpaused. Same goes for the visible property. Now let's add in a process delta function. To do that, we will type in func process delta and set the global tile color to the color picker's color. To do that, we'll reference the node and type in colorpicker.color. There we go. Now, before you run the game, make sure you toggle the visibility to off and run the game. You can see whenever I can bring up the pause menu now. But if you see, it appears to be unorganized and not the position I would want. Also, I can't see my cursor. If I unpause it, I get my cursor back. So let's fix that too. So let's check if the game is paused or not. So we'll type in if getTree.pause is equal to true, input.set mouse mode to input mouse mode visible, else input.set mouse mode input mouse mode hidden. So we have fixed the cursor. Now if I run my game, you can see that whenever I pause, the mouse comes perfectly fine, but the color picker is still unorganized. To fix that, go to the color picker, turn its visibility on, and take the layout as keep ratio. And when we toggle the visibility off and run the game, the color visibility should come perfectly fine. Now when I change the color to red, the tile doesn't appear to be red. This is obviously because we have not set the color to the tile. So to do that, let's close it and go to the TileMap. Let's go to the TileMap script. Now in the TileMap script, let's change the tile instance modulate. To do that, we will type in tile instance dot modulate is equal to global dot tile color. Now if I run the game and set my color, the color appears to be changed. Great. Now you can make whatever you like with also enjoying the color you'd like. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll make a save and load system in the next tutorial. Thank you. If we click on and if we right click, the tile doesn't remove. So what do? Let's go to the prefabs folder. Open the tile scene and give it a group you'd remember. I give it object. Object. Now let's go back to the previous scene. That's our world. Don't forget to save the tile. Now in the TileMap script, let's create a remove tile event. If event.is action test remove tile. Now we need the reference of our area 2D here. The area 2D has a collision shape, as you can see. So what we'll do is, if the collision shape detects this object and if the remove tile button is pressed, the object should be removed from the scene. To do that, we'll be typing var tiles equals $area 2D dot get overlapping bodies. And now let's create a for statement. For tile tiles if tile dot is in group object tile dot free. Now if we run the game and place a few tiles and right click it, the tiles get removed. Thanks for watching this video and hope you have a good day.